So you just got a Nintendo Entertainment System, huh? Wondering what games you can get for it that won't break the bank? Well, you're in luck because this video covers 75 great games under $20. Let's start with Golf. A rather basic but enjoyable early golf game. That has got to be Mario's dad, right? Super Mario Bros. Duck Hunt. Save money and silicon by getting these great games together. Super Mario Bros. Is the top tier platformer and everyone loves shooting ducks. Even if you can't shoot the dog, you need this. Track and Field. Home conversion of the button mashing arcade game, but with way more events. Pinbot. Classic pinball game for your NES. This one has amazing graphics, gameplay, and expanded stages. Operation Wolf. The quintessential gun game where you rescue prisoners with your Uzi. Yeah, that works. Blades of Steel, an amazing hockey game adapted from the arcade. Lots of fighting with its own very special scene. Take that. Double Dribble, an amazing basketball game adapted from the arcade. This one has some awesome cutscenes. Side Pocket. Fantastic pool game with great physics. You can refine the aim and how you hit the ball, too. RC Pro-Am. Race other RC cars on tracks. You can collect power-ups to improve your car, and believe me, you're going to need all the help you can get. Bad Dudes. Yeah, that's right. I love this game. It's a little choppy compared to the arcade, but it's still pretty bad. Rad Racer. A fast first-person racing game inspired by Sega's Outrun. This one even has a 3D mode if you got those red and blue glasses. RoadBlasters, a great conversion of the Atari game's racing game. Collect the fuel pods and shoot enemies that stand in your way to the finish line. Dr. Mario. Drop pills to squash viruses in this classic puzzle game. Mario has just got way too many jobs, and I certainly don't trust him to be my doctor. Astyanax. Cool hack and slash game that's really tough without Game Genie. Don't confuse this one with Abydox though, that's a side-scrolling shooter. Marble Madness. Atari game's classic where you roll your marble to reach the end of the obstacle course. D-pad controls aren't as good as a trackball though. R.B.I. Baseball. This is the baseball game I keep coming back to on the NES. The graphics are kind of cartoony, but I'm good with it. Also, I'm not the only one who really likes this game because there's several hacks that include newer players. Dragon Warrior, a classic turn-based RPG set in a medieval world. Your quest is to defeat the Dragon King, I think. It's been a while, but it is one of the few RPGs that I actually beat. Hogan's Alley. This is a good light gun shooter game with 3 different game types. I like the trick shot the best. Commando. The original top-down run-and-gun is a lot of fun if you can get over the glitchy graphics. Kung Fu, a side-scrolling action game where you kick and punch your way to rescue Sylvia. KLAX. Easy to learn but difficult to master tile matching puzzle game. The NES port is pretty great considering its limitations. NES Open Tournament Golf, a rather fleshed out version of golf that has multiple options and courses. Doesn't matter what golf game I play, I'm always going to overshoot the green. Rolling Thunder, addicting side-scrolling run and gun. It's pretty tough though, but if you memorize where the enemies are, you can get further than me. Base Wars, an incredible futuristic baseball game. I love how fast this one is and the size of the sprites. Wow. Also, the fighting is pretty fun too. Lunar Ball, a futuristic pool game. The kicker here is that the tables and pockets are different in each round. Pac-Man. The Tengen version of this classic arcade game is great. Just make sure you don't get the Namco version. Cobra Triangle, a really awesome isometric boat racing action game. It's a lot of fun and it has tons of different missions. Iron Tank, The Invasion of Normandy. Interesting top-down tank game. The controls can be a little bit tricky though. $9.10. Gauntlet 2, a top-down dungeon crawling action game that literally never ends. Ikari Warriors, a port of the arcade game. This one is fun for a while. It just seems to go on forever. $9.45. Tecmo Bowl. You know, once I finally tried out this football game, I absolutely loved it. Much better than 10-Yard Fight, and definitely the best football game on the Nintendo. Tetris by Nintendo. Don't get confused with the Tengen version. That one's going for 96 bucks, but this one's good enough for that Tetris fix. Russian Attack, a tough side-scrolling action game with different weapons and one-hit deaths. I also like how the title is a play on words. $9.65. Pro Wrestling. Choose from several wrestlers, each with different moves. Controls are easy to learn, and it is a blast to play. My favorite is the green Amazon dude. Faxanadu, or Faxanadu, I'm not sure. A Metroidvania-style action game with amazing visuals. Magic Darts. Oh, so you think darts is boring, huh? Try this game. This one has lots of characters and play modes to keep you entertained, plus it teaches you how to play darts. Bionic Commando. Play as Super Joe, who uses his claw arm to swing and attack. This one is much expanded from the original arcade game. Star Tropics. Here's a beloved RPG in the style of Zelda where you explore an island. Actually, no, I think I'd rather sit on the beach sipping a frozen Coca-Cola. Gauntlet. The NES adaptation of the arcade game has multiple worlds and power-ups, and is a bit more fleshed out than Gauntlet 2. It's even got an ending. POW, Prisoners of War. Punch, kick, and shoot your way out of a POW camp. Gameplay is a blast in this arcade port. Blaster Master, the classic action game where you drive a tank-like vehicle. You end up having to backtrack a lot in this game, but it's still pretty fun. Excitebike, the classic motocross racing game. This is one of the few Nintendo games where you can actually edit the tracks. Just don't overheat your motorcycle. Double Dragon 2: The Revenge. I find this to be more fun than the original NES game, but it is impossible to beat. I had to use Game Genie to get to the end, but you can get quite a bit of fun out of it before you get there. Adventure Island. This is a fast action side-scroller game with multiple weapons and colorful stages. I kinda suck at it though. Legendary Wings, a top-down shooter featuring, winged characters? It turns into a side-scroller if you get pulled in by the giant heads. Elevator action. I love me some elevator action. Shoot the enemy agents, collect the secret plans, and escape the building in a multitude of elevators. Bert, a great port of the original arcade game. All you have to do is just jump on all the cubes and change their colors and, you know, avoid the enemies. Gyruss. Much more than an arcade port, this version of the game has new enemies, weapons, and bosses. This is a must-own. Rampage. You know, the graphics are a little weak in this port of the Monster Smashing arcade game, and there's only 2 characters, but what you get is still fun to play. Little Nemo, the Dream Master, a brilliant side-scrolling platformer with amazing visuals, music, and gameplay. This is a must-own. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game. A conversion of the arcade game with 2 extra stages. This one's hard as nails unless you repeat that slash attack over and over again. If you love turtles, you gotta have this game. Ninja Gaiden, a super challenging ninja action game. Definitely one of the best if you like dying over and over again. That knockback is ridiculous. Jackal, a really fun top-down shooter where you drive a jeep and rescue prisoners. Just remember your machine gun can only shoot upwards while your grenades and missiles can shoot any direction. Took me a while to figure that out. Double Dragon, a fast and fun, however limited, version of the arcade game. Suck it, haters, I still like this game better than the Master System version. Ghosts and Goblins, a side-scrolling horror action game. Sorta kinda. Apparently it's set in medieval times because you're playing as King Arthur. Why he's hanging out in a cemetery, I'll never know. Ninja Gaiden 2, The Dark Sword of Chaos. The sequel to the original is still very fun for a while. You literally have to have ninja skills to beat this one. Batman Returns, a fantastic side-scrolling beat-em-up. It's very tough, but it's incredibly fun playing as Batman. Ms. Pac-Man. She's more than Pac-Man with a bow. This version has many more mazes and options. Make sure you get the Tenjin version, though. Galaga. What's more classic than Galaga? Shoot the enemy alien insects or get your ship captured for double shots. Guerrilla War. This is a fast and fun action shooter game. My favorite part of the unlimited continues in the variety of the graphics. BurgerTime. What is more fun than stomping on hamburgers and crushing hot dogs and eggs? Nothing, I tell you. Nothing. Heavy Barrel. In this overlooked shooter, you must collect keys to open boxes to get your power-ups. Find all the parts to the heavy barrel and then you will be amazed. Willow, a highly fun action RPG game based on the movie. It's got some incredible graphics and sounds, so don't sleep on this one. Rampart, a hybrid puzzle action game where you defend your castle from attack and use Tetris-like pieces to rebuild your walls. Super Dodgeball, fantastic action game in the Kunio-kun series. Just clobber your opponents with the ball to win the tournament. It always cracks me up how delirious these guys get after you knock them out. Super Mario Bros. 3. I think this is the best game on the Nintendo. It greatly expands on the original game with amazing graphics, a bunch of stages, and awesome gameplay. Have you ever beaten it? Tiny Toon Adventures, a fun and colorful side-scrolling platform game featuring the Tiny Toons. What, you're expecting Tom and Jerry? Lifeforce, a fantastic side-scrolling space shooter game, until it switches to a top-down space shooter game. Collect icons to then select your power-ups. Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, a fun platformer game based on the Disney cartoon. It's pretty tough unless you use Game Genie like I did. Kid Icarus. Play as Icarus, Pit, in this pretty cool action game. This one is a bit different because the screen scrolls upwards instead of to the left and right. There's some innovation for you. Donkey Kong Classics. Play Donkey Kong or Donkey Kong Jr. in these arcade accurate ports. It'd be absolutely perfect if Donkey Kong had all 4 screens though. Still, it's pretty fun. Bobble. This action game from Taito has you blowing bubbles to pop enemies. A good conversion of the arcade game, if you like it. Donkey Kong 3. Spray Donkey Kong to the top of the screen in this classic arcade shooter. I mean, it's not really a platform game, is it? I've always kind of felt bad for where Donkey Kong gets sprayed. Ugh. Punch-Out! Featuring Mr. Dream. Mike Tyson's a little too expensive, so you're gonna have to play against Mr. Dream in this one. You play as Little Mac in this really fun boxing game. Timing is key, so it's better to play on real hardware. Super C, an incredible side-scrolling action game with multiple weapons, stages, and absolutely perfect control. This is a must-own. Alright, well there you have it. 75 great games for the Nintendo Entertainment System that won't break the bank. Check out pricecharting.com if you want more pricing information. Have you gotten any great deals on Nintendo games? Let me know down in the comments. Until then, thanks for watching, take care, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye everyone.